Hello, welcome to Wind News. I'm your host Amit Roy. How are you? Today, I want to tell you something very interesting about honey traps. Not that honey trap you are thinking with women mostly, but by men. It's called art of seduction. Now, how intelligence agencies, especially China and Russians, are using that. Now, mafias have already perfected that act. Now they've taken it over from those kind of people. But first, you must like me and subscribe my channel. So I want to tell you a very interesting thing how honey traps work. First I want to give you some highlights on Chinese honey traps. China uses all kinds of nasty things. I don't think Americans do that. Americans never do this kind of thing. Americans are quite believe in high morals. They will not never do that. They might hire some guys, like, of course, one agency doesn't follow American norms, that is the DA. But usually Americans never do that. And Indians, I don't think they're capable of doing that. Pakistan did that once with an Indian woman embassy official, and that was a headline. But it's mainly done. I believe in morality, but a lot of people do not believe in morality. And like China can do anything if they like, and Russians too. So I want to tell you something interesting about those. Now I want to tell you first how Chinese have done that in America, using women, mainly with FBI. Los Angeles FBI anti-China's counterintelligence chief was hooked by Chinese woman agent for 20 years. And China is also trying this kind of beautiful woman in many spheres in America, especially in academia, mainly collecting for technical intelligence. However, I'm not going right now into that, because we can discuss that in some other videos. But mainly I want to highlight how Russians did that in Cold War time. And its origin, origin in a sense, recent origins, recent past, how they have used. I want to give you interesting information. One chap called Skaba blackmailed a German tycoon named Susan Klatin, high-ranking and high family, and that woman was she was blackmailed for a very long time, and she went to police, and her blackmailer Skaba and his Italian connection Beretta was in jail. First this man Skaba tried a baroness in Monte Carlo and other places, and old baroness of 84 years, and stole money from her. Why I'm telling you? Because it will give you an idea how these people are perfected the act, and how intelligence agencies, Russia and China, use this kind of people. Now this man has been used with Suzanne Klatin, who has a fortune with BMW and all, and she was a lonely woman, and this chap Skaba was making love with her, and her guru, spiritual guru, minded. He runs a card, Beretta, he's a con man, he runs a card, was filming in those kind of things and demanding money. His trick was playing with those kind of people, and that baroness, Skaba, stole around 4 million and later he slipped away. However, they were all nabbed. But now, I'm telling you how KGB used that during Cold War. KGB used that in Cold War in a very perfect, use that in very perfect way. They have a lot of Romeos, so-called Romeos. They were fed well from East Germany, and they were sent to their locations and targets. Mainly, why people do that? That was, if you have a hostile country, you need to get some information. But this is not the right thing. I'm telling you, this is not a thing one agency should do that. I don't support this kind of thing. But, these playboys were taken, groomed, how to penetrate. Lonely embassy officials and presidential secretaries, etc. So look, they are first KGB collected information and profiled those women first. They kept record on this kind of woman. Then they employed this kind of man, playboys, and suddenly or through somebody. It cannot happen only suddenly he went and picked her up. It didn't happen like that. Someone was giving also information. And this man would go and befriend them. Later they will take to the bed and take them to vacation. And in these cases, these blackmails are very smooth. They didn't ask money. It's more on emotional blackmail. See, first I want to give you a name of Gabriel Klein, who used to work for NATO. And now because why NATO is so relevant, everybody is talking about NATO. So this man came and met her in a riverside or restaurant and befriended her. And she was in love, she was a lonely secretary, and she was stealing for this man for a very long time, deep secrets, telling that, if you don't give me, I'll not meet you. It's kind of emotional blackmail. There was no pressure like Scubby did on Clatin Suzanne. It was grotesque. But every time he was coming, this man was coming, his name is, I don't know his name. Definitely has a name, but I don't know his name. And he was coming, how he was performing sex with this lady, what this lady wants an orgasm, and KGB psychiatrist would also tell him, now this is the time, you should leave this kind of passion, etc., etc. So every day he was being briefed. A similar case happened with Margaret Hiska. She was a secretary to German Chancellor. And similarly, one man, she was from a respectable family, and she was lonely. And then one man suddenly appeared and befriended her, and she found her motherly instinct. He talked many soft stories about vulnerability. Actually, this women were vulnerable. KGB profiled them much before. They will tell sympathy, etc. And they were very nice women, and they started believing, and with that they were sucking this woman and taking out secrets. But they didn't force. Look, this is a very interesting fact. This is not a blackmail. Why I mentioned in previous cases, they blackmailed, they got caught, but this woman did not realize for many years, and they were giving her paramours information. Like the FBI man, chief in Los Angeles. It's very emotional. So there was no pressure. So not necessarily it should be pressurizing, putting you in fear, etc. So this is a smooth art, black art. And KGB and China use that very often. There was homosexuals in the same time. So, I don't think Indian intelligence is capable of doing that. Because, why I am telling you, there are mainly North Indian Hindus, and they never had sex in their life till they got married. And this kind of people, when they go to the field, if they try even, they will not understand. They don't understand sex, emotion. They are very crude guys. I have seen these people. So I don't think Indians are capable of doing that. If they want, it would be a disaster if they try this kind of thing. Pakistan is the smooth people, the cultured people in it, much more cultured in that sense, because they have shairis and etc. They have some sort of, and these guys, Indian guys, you see, like where they're coming from. They're mainly coming from Haryana, Punjab, UP. Can you believe they're with their mother influence till they're 30, 35? And these guys, if you send them, I don't think they will make any. I don't think. They don't know about love. Anyway, that's not the point. But they should not do that. I don't want world's biggest democracy must do that. Americans don't do that. I don't know about French and others, but British intelligence does that. Like Tegad used to go to the whorehouse, India's police commissioner, and he was connected with MI5. So they knew that. But you see, this is the thing I wanted to tell you. Because Russians are attacking, and Putin was a KGB man, and this was a classic signature of KGB doing this kind of thing. Thank you very much for watching me and patiently hearing me. Please like me and like my channel. Best wishes.